summer is an excellent time to get outside and get active. You can't keep us indoors. But with that, we also want to make sure we are staying healthy if it's been a minute since we've gotten some exercise. Here are some important reminders. Our two spine surgeons from Virginia Mason Franciscan Health, Dr. Venu Nemani and Dr. Philip Louie. Thank you so much for being here, both of you.
Absolutely.
Great to be here.
So, okay, Dr. Nemani, I'm going to start with you. So what are some common sports or activities that can pose the highest risk if we haven't done anything in a while, or for our joint health overall, I guess?
Sure. So especially this time of year, right, when we haven't been active over the course of the winter, almost anything can be dangerous, right? But we think of like water sports, we think of golf, we think of even gardening. We're having to bend down and get up a lot. These are all things where we're doing repetitive activities, especially if we look at those weekend warrior types where you're doing nothing during the week and then you're really active during the weekend. That's also dangerous. So it's important to kind of be active throughout the week a little bit to avoid those weekend injuries.
That's smart. So yesterday my son convinced me to go down the slip and slide with him, which I hadn't done. See, he has a lower center of gravity. I tried to go and I thought, oh, thank goodness the spine doctors are coming on tomorrow because I can't. I might have cracked a rib. I don't know. So, okay, staying active through the week, are there any activities that can be beneficial to our joint health?
I mean, what's great about this time of year is everyone wants to be in the water, but water also sort of helps with our joints, right? Any sort of water aerobics, swimming, those are great activities. Even walking, cycling, these outdoor activities, I think, but moderation is key. You want to be consistent, you don't want to do too much, you don't want this to do a lot, then not much, a lot and not much, just sort of be consistent with your activities.
See, that's key. Yes. That's why I just don't push it too hard in exercise. Just want to make sure I'm not pushing it too much. So, Dr. Nemani, when engaging in these activities, how can we prevent injuries? Like, should we take specific precautions? Should I be doing warm-up exercises, which not for the slip and slide, obviously, but other things?
I think it may be a little hard to warm up for the slip and slide, but yeah, as you kind of alluded to, I think a proper warm-up is absolutely essential, and even after that, a proper cool-down is essential. So if we're warming up, we want to get our muscles and tendons ready for the activity we're about to do, so something light, some type of light cardio, or even if it's going to involve some lifting, some light lifting. And that's going to essentially loosen up and lubricate those joints and muscles and tendons to make it less likely that you're going to suffer an injury by doing some activity.
Okay, so, and then I've also heard, though, that you're not supposed to stretch too much, right? Isn't there like a balance in that, too?
Yeah, I usually tell people, you should go to the point of discomfort or of light, where you're feeling the pull or you're feeling the stretch, right? And then kind of hold that for a few seconds and then relax. You don't want to, if you're like us, who are not very flexible, you're never going to be able to put your hand underneath your toes.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know that. It's okay. I'm not alone. I love that. You're not alone if you can't touch your toes. We got you. Okay, so I'm not even going to tell you guys about the time I threw my back out doing yoga, but I do want to know, when is the time to call the doctor? Like, sometimes you do something and you're like, ow, okay, that wasn't great. But when is it time to go, okay, something's really wrong?
Yeah, remember, our bodies don't lie, right? If it hurts for a reason. And I also tell people, if it's for a few days, that's okay. You can be sore, you've tried something different, but if it starts persisting for a week or two, and it's getting worse, or it's just sort of nagging and rest isn't helping, I think that's a good time. Just reach out to your primary care provider and get checked out and make sure nothing else is going on.
Ooh, that's a really good point. Okay, I'm trying to think of anything else because it's such a great resource to have you here, and I know people are shouting at me through the camera right now because they're like, ask this. But just in general, I have a question for people who have maybe had a knee surgery in the past or something. It's never great, it doesn't feel great, but how do you know when it's time to get looked at again?
That's a great question. So obviously it depends on the time that it's been since you've had an operation or any type of injury or whatnot. I always tell people, be cautious. You can be cautious about testing it. Obviously get the clearance from your doctor first. To make sure that it's okay to be engaging in whatever sort of activity you want to do. But then gradually just increase your limits. Do something slow, and if you feel okay doing that, you can gradually do a little bit more. As Dr. Louie said, if something hurts, back off a little bit. But just the important point is to go slow and steady, and not to go all out the first time out. Don't push yourself.
Okay. All right. So say someone is at home and saying, oh, "Okay, I've hurt myself." You're the spine surgeons, but who do we call at Virginia Mason to get an appointment for these things?
I think the most important sort of gatekeeper is your primary care, your family doctor.
Copy that.
You go there because just because you have pain in your knee or your hip or your elbow or your shoulder, it can be distracting that something else may be going on as well. And so it's just nice to get a full checkup. And yes, you'll get that looked at as well, but those are the best people to start with.
Okay, before I let you go, we have a couple of seconds left. I just have to ask. Remind us about, speaking of sports, the Boeing Classic coming up, happening August 5th to the 11th.
Yeah, so the Boeing Classic was a partnership between Virginia Mason and the Seattle Seahawks. It started now almost 20 years ago. And it's a regular stop on the PGA Champions Tour, and all the proceeds go to benefit the Benaroya Research Institute, which is a leader in immunology research. So it's a really fantastic tournament and event, and we're really excited to have it back here in the Seattle area.
Fantastic tournament, fantastic research center. Everything that Benaroya has done is just incredible. Everything that y'all do is incredible. I could have you come back every week to tell us more. Thank you so much.
Of course.
And I'll stay away from the slip and slide. All right, so to learn more about what we discussed today, just visit the website on your screen. We'll also have more info on New Day's website.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by Virginia Mason Franciscan Health.